tanto jugando suelto como en competición. Tanto si se trata de un rápido 9 hoyos o de un gran 36. Tanto si juegas bajo presión o arrasando, siempre das lo mejor de ti. Nuevo Fuel de FootJoy.
Okay, we'd like to welcome Davis Love III into the interview room, a 5-time champion of the RBC Heritage and celebrating, I believe, his 58th birthday today. Davis, if we can get you to comment on being back at a place that you love on a very special day.
Thank you. Yeah, Patrick Cantlay just said he shortchanged me on how long I've been on tour, and then he came back with that he only thought I was like 52 or 53. So I told him he's now my favorite Ryder Cupper, President's Cupper. Yeah, it's always fun to come back here. Been looking forward to it for a while. I played a practice round at the Valspar with Zach Johnson. I said, you need to play some tournaments and get ready for the Masters, and I need to play some tournaments and get ready for Hilton Head because that's my major for the spring. So I've been kind of pointing towards this. I've had an up and down, last year with being able to play. I had a hip replacement last summer and then a stiff back a little bit from trying to play too much after a hip replacement. And so I'm kind of bouncing back again and been excited about getting ready for this. So it's always great to be here.
Yep, and you mentioned the President's Cup, some exciting news announced earlier today. If you can elaborate for us.
Yeah, we're announcing today that Zach Johnson, who is next year's Ryder Cup captain, will be assistant captain with me for the President's Cup. And then our all-time quarterback captain, Fred Couples, will also be assistant captain. And I was assistant captain for him, and we obviously played a lot together. I was going to try to add up to be prepared for this, how many times Fred's been to the President's Cup, but it probably would have taken me a little while. I know he played in all the probably first 5 or 6, and then he's been captain 3 times and assistant. So Freddie kind of is the President's Cup. And then the 3 of us over the next few months, we'll kind of sort out how many more we need and who that's going to be. Obviously, we're starting to watch points now, a lot more that we've started the major season, and guys are starting to rack them up. So I just switched hats to come in here. Again, we're wearing a lot of hats. Zach's already working on Ryder Cup and helping me with President's Cup. So we're continuing a great kind of run we've been on since 2014, 2015 winter, when we kind of learned that we needed to get more organized. So I'm very excited to have those 2 guys, and they add a lot, obviously, to our team, and they're trusted by the players. So excited to get going on it.
Okay, great. We'll open it up to questions. We'll start with Jim McCabe.
What role will Tiger Woods have for you?
Any role he wants. We had to pry him off the couch a little bit last winter and spring to get involved in the Ryder Cup, and then once we got him going, he was very engaged and loved it. So, obviously it's been a long year and a half for him. So that's one thing that Fred and Zach and I need to do is get him in the loop and say, all right, what do you want to do? I mean, if he says you're not captain anymore, I'm going to be the captain, we'll probably have to talk about that one. But anything else, if he wants to be co-captain or assistant captain or player, he's just been, since I think it was the 15 President's Cup in Korea, when he was calling us just nonstop and texting about pairings and what was going on, and there was a huge time change, and we couldn't figure out if he should be asleep or watching on TV. And ever since then, he's just been involved. So whatever he wants to do. And the coolest thing about this captaincy for me, and I've been blessed to be captain and assistant captain a bunch, but the coolest thing was that Tiger called me and said, you're the captain. After a lot of discussion, should it be Zach, should it be Tiger, who's going to be the next Ryder Cup, who's going to be the next President's Cup. And through all of that, I was pushing obviously for Tiger because he had just won and been a great captain. And I felt like Jack Nicklaus, Tiger should just kind of do it as long as he wanted to. And then he calls me and says, all right, you're captain in Charlotte. It's the right thing to do at this time. You're going to be President's Cup captain eventually, so you should do it in Charlotte. To have him make that phone call and be a part of it really makes it even more special. I've had some great phone calls like that, both captain and assistant captain, but that was the coolest one probably.
Okay, we'll go to Pete and then over to Tim.
Davis, when you play around here these days, and what comes to your mind? Do you remember shots that you were successful at, like from 91, 92? Does the 03 chip come back? I mean, what?
Well,
how do you approach it?
today, yesterday, I scouted the new tees that I'm not involved in the renovation work here, but our architect that works for our firm, Scott Sherman, who came up under Pete and Alice. So I was checking out Scott's work and then pointing out to like Poulter yesterday and to my amateurs today, you know, this has been a change over the years. And somebody, I think it was Poulter, commented that, isn't this cool how we go off one green and right into 2T, and we go off 2T and right into 3, and now 15 into 16, 16 into 17. So I'm seeing how much farther back we are. I used to walk up on every tee, starting with Herman Mitchell here in 1986 and 7. He just handed me a 1-iron, like on every hole. And the only day he let me hit driver on 18 was it was into the wind, like howling into the wind is the only time he would let me hit a driver on this course, basically. And now I have to hit driver every single hole. It doesn't matter. I just walk up and pull out a driver. I should have hit 3-wood off 18 today because it was blowing, howling straight down. But so many great memories. I told my amateurs on 18T, I have a story about 18T. And I said, I have a story for every hole for you. I just wish I could play the next 9. I handed them off to Sepp Straka on 1. But it's just so many great memories. And we were talking at the Masters last week, why do you win Hilton Head? Well, I finished second at the Masters, and I had some good runs at the Masters. And I finally realized that my luck or my good putting or my time always seemed to happen this week or at the Players or at Greensboro. It just never really happened at the Masters. I got unlucky in a couple of seconds that I really could have won when I played well. So, Greg Norman, his bad luck happened at majors and not Doral. So this place has been a blessed place for me ever since I came here. And I was at dinner with Arthur Blank last night, and he said, I was here in '69 and watched Arnold Palmer. I was here too. I was watching my dad. I was 5. So it's been a great place for me my whole life, and something about being relaxed here. Look at the other guys that have won majors. They do play well here, and they come off the Masters and go right in and win. So a lot of multiple winners and a lot of big names have won here because they're getting ready for this season of Masters players and big tournaments.
Okay, let's go over to Tim over on the left.
Hey, Davis. Keeping with the theme of you coming here so long, can you take me through your recollections as you have them of the evolution of the range net at 8 on the driving range? It's 20 feet
the
taller
range net
this
was
year.
growing a little bit, and it got perfect, and then Bryson showed up a couple years ago, and then the net didn't even work for that. We're working on a design project where they want to put up a net, and we're fighting it. Like, please, no, let us come up with a solution rather than a net. But then I started thinking, well, my 2 favorite driver ranges was here in Augusta trying to hit it over the net. And I went, well, wait a minute, maybe that's not a bad idea because it's a goal. But yeah, when it went first up and then it went the next level up and then it went Bryson up has been an incredible but that's my son or half these kids out here, they fly at 340. So the net, I don't even know if it was downwind. I don't know, half these guys could still hit it over if they wanted to. You can hit it You can hit a drive that'll stay, but they can also hit a drive that'll go over it. So those poor people, the ones that land in the road and bounce on those people's house over there, they got to be tired of it in April.
Do you maybe take the last 2-3 swings of your driver and give it a whack?
I'm trying to hit it halfway up the fence right now. They don't have to come and tell me to stop. They used to come and tell me to stop. I got scolded at Augusta a couple of times. There's one at Wyndham too, that now I probably can't get over it anymore either. But it's fun. I'd like to know from the guys that pick up the balls how many go over onto 8.
All right, let's go Shane and then Ron.
Hey, Davis, how are you? President's Cup question for you. It seems like there is a merging of the captaincy lines of succession between the President's Cup and the Ryder Cup, as in the same people are doing both. Question, is that intentional? Is that a strategic idea?
Well, and it's a big group when I say it's that first meeting in the winter of 2014 and 15 after losing the Ryder Cup for the third time in a row. It started with Raymond Floyd. It was a big group of guys all the way down to Ricky Fowler was the young guy, and we had Tiger, Stricker, Lehman, Phil, just right on down the list, and we all sat there and said, we got to do something different, and it was a Ryder Cup meeting, but we don't look at it that way. We look at it as we're a team that plays every year, and it goes Ryder Cup, President's Cup. So one thing that Phil was really adamant about was consistency and continuity from year to year, and we can use an assistant captain at the President's Cup to get him experience for the Ryder Cup, to get him experience for the President's Cup captaincy down the road. So you can see what Zach Johnson has done. We've moved him from player immediately to assistant captain, and now it's been awkward the last few years. Ryder Cup, who's going to take which year, and Zach was looking like a President's Cup captain first to get him ready for Ryder Cup, and then Rome became a spot, an away game for somebody to be a great leader, and it turned out for us that Zach made the most sense for that one. But he could do it because he'd been assistant a few times. So it's really important. And again, we love both competitions. President's Cup, we've had a better record, so we're trying to take that record and apply it to Ryder Cup. Why do we play better in President's Cup? But yes, to answer your question, yes, we just do it year round. We're already working on food for Italy while we're working on food for Charlotte, while we're working on clothes. And so Zach and I have done this together a lot, and it's pretty seamless. Stats count for this year just like they did for last year. Things we learned over the last couple President's Cups and Ryder Cups are going to really help us in Charlotte.
I asked this follow-up a little bit tongue-in-cheek, but Jack Nicklaus had to suffer at 87 through being the first captain to lose on home soil in the Ryder Cup, and he did it at his home. Do you believe in historical parallels? And I guess the real question is, you're at home. Is it in your head at all? Does it motivate you to prepare even harder not to be the first one?
I'm going to say I live in Georgia, but I was born in Charlotte. But here's where we are, is this team that we're going to put together has 0 record. This is one thing we've been big on is, Steve had this one was his theme, one chance, one team, one hole number one match at a time. And I said that in 16 when the guys are under so much pressure to win a Ryder Cup. I said, you guys don't have a record. You're a brand new golf team. And I screwed up a little bit and said it's the finest team ever assembled. I was saying that if you ask me what I'm going to tell my team, I'm going to tell them they're the best golf team ever assembled. They might have been until last year's Ryder Cup team was pretty dang good too. But you tell them that they don't have a record, and you don't want them playing for the captain or for Charlotte or for any other reason other than this is your chance to play in the President's Cup and to get a win. And here's all the reasons why you're the team to do that. So I don't look at my record. I look at trying to get them prepared to play. And that's our job as captains, is to not be involved. Just give them and again, what came out of those meetings is giving this team the best chance they can to succeed. So we were going to try to take luck out of it.
All right, take a few more. Ron?
Having been part of so many of these teams and seeing sort of different generations, I guess, come and go, is there something about the latest group of youngsters, 3 guys 25 or younger among the top 4 in the world, that is different than previous generations? I mean, they seem to just come in and make themselves at home instead of growing into it.
Yeah, well, they're coming out ready to play. You know, Jordan and now Scotty and Justin Thomas, and they're coming out not scared. I mean, it took me a long time to get comfortable hanging around Tom Kite and Ben Crenshaw. Justin doesn't have any problem hanging around Tiger Woods. You know, he's idolized him and watched him, and he wants to learn from him, but they've become friends. He's not intimidated by that. I was intimidated by Raymond Floyd when I came out on tour, and that's the difference. Is I was trying to learn how to grow up on tour. These guys are coming in. I mean, Scotty Scheffler is, and I've known Scotty for quite a while. He is as mature and grown-up 25-year-old as you want to be around. But Jordan said it. I think it was Jordan said it last year. We've played against each other and known each other since high school. You know, since junior golf, and they all get along well. They're all on the same program now. You know, we had, you know, older guys and younger guys that were on different programs on a lot of teams and didn't know each other and didn't hang out. They're in the gym. They're all doing the same things all the time. So I think unfortunately, Coach Bill Self said that this might not be my most talented team, but they're my most together team. I think that's what we're getting. To your point, they all are together more. And that's been a knock on us, which I didn't really agree with, that we didn't care and we didn't bond and all that, and Ryder Cups and President's Cups. I think that was not true, but it's gotten a lot better. They know each other better. Like Stricker had, you know, 2 or 3 things that could have maybe been issues, and he goes, no, it's not going to be an issue. These 2 get along and those 2 get along, and they're all on the same page. That's just fluff from the outside. So I think now we have our most together team ever. Even if we're one year to the next, we're not as talented. They're all together.
Okay, we'll wrap it up with Alex and then Jim.
A couple things. Hey, Davis. First of all, you seemed to indicate when you answered Jim's question earlier that if Tiger wanted to be on this team as a player, he could be on this team. Did you see anything out of his game at the Masters that would suggest that he could or couldn't be on this team?
Yeah, because I didn't think he would ever play again, and he proved us wrong. And then I didn't think he could walk 72 holes at Augusta, because that's one of our hardest walks, and then he proved us wrong again. You know, I've seen and talked to him a lot over the last year and a half, and I know what he was working towards, but, you know, he's unbelievable at overcoming whatever happens to him, whether it's his swing or his putting or his body. He just can will his way towards his goals. So he told me, when he told me I was going to be captain, that he wanted to play on the team. So I don't think that's changed. Now, can he do it? I'll just say no, he's not going to play enough golf and he won't be able to do it. So then he'll do it. And what could be a better story than him playing the Masters, him playing the Open Championship, and working his way back and winning a golf tournament and being at least in the conversation, you know. But honestly, what we want is we want him involved, because look what he's done for some of the young guys. Look what he's done for some of the old guys that are captains. He's really helped us. So he's a big part. It went from we didn't know who Tiger Woods was. You know, he's beaten stew out of us, and we really didn't know him, to now he's a close friend, he's trusted captain, he's a mentor to the young players. So we want him around in some way, shape, or form at the President's Cup, or even if it's like Ryder Cup, even if it's just Zoom calls and on the phone and on text, we definitely want him involved. And again, that's going to be his decision. I watched him at the Hall of Fame thing. You know, I was standing right beside him. I would have bet you that night he's not going to be able to walk 72 holes at the Masters. So who knows what he's going to be doing in September.
And then, obviously, Fred's been a great President's Cup captain, but never got the chance to be a Ryder Cup captain. Why do you think that is, and do you think it's something that could still be fixed?
I'll be honest. I think it was by design. I think he was real comfortable being President's Cup captain, and the Ryder Cup captaincy is a big job. You know, it's a lot of work, and I don't know if he ever got asked and turned it down, but I think he just liked the President's Cup and felt like he played the first one and was a big part of him. And I've had other players go, I don't know, I've watched you be Ryder Cup captain. I don't know if I want to. That's a big job. It's a long 2 years. President's Cup is more comfortable. I won't say easy. It's more comfortable because it's staff we work with all the time, and it's, you know, they run both teams, and it's a little bit smaller animal than Ryder Cup. So I don't know. Fred's good in the locker room, in a practice round, as a captain. I think he would have been a great Ryder Cup captain. He could still be Ryder Cup captain. We may have to fill a gap somewhere now. Our order's kind of messed up right now. So maybe Fred would be a great home game in New York.
All right, we'll take the last one right here with Jim.
Dave, it's just, you said it was time to really start looking at the points. When you look at the 12 guys, or the top 6 automatic, what surprises you, and what's your overall analysis of what's going on out here?
Well, in all these years, I've never really gotten hung up on it early in the year. You know, you get emailed these points lists week after week after week, and I don't really start watching really until the Masters. There's a whole bunch of points to go, so I don't really pay much attention. But back in, I don't know, December or January, my wife and Michael Bamberger likes it when I say Robin Love. Robin Love said to me, "Where's all the guys from the Ryder Cup team on the President's Cup list? What's going on?" I go, "Okay, let me explain how the points work. They haven't played a whole lot lately, and the fall guys have run up the points. And don't worry, Dustin and Brooks and those guys will start playing tournaments, and they'll start playing well, and they'll shoot back up the list." I said it last year, we won't get the same 12 as we had last time. I mean, it never works out that way. You always have, there's some flip-flop. But I think we'll have the core group. I mean, you know, the Cantlay, Morikawa, Dustin, Jordan, Justin, they're going to make some points between now and then. And then we're going to have new guys that run all the points up, like Scotty and Sam Burns and Zalatoris. They're going to get their points too. So I'm prepared for a different team. But that's what's great about it. You get the hot guys. The hot guys from last year might not be the hot guys this year.
All right, good stuff, Davis. Thank you, as always, for your time.
Thank you.
Nuevo Pro SL no tiene clavos, pero tiene un agarre increíble, con una plancha de carbono adicional para optimizar el retorno de energía y un nuevo y moderno diseño. El zapato original de máximo rendimiento sin clavos tiene algunas ventajas importantes.